Hello and welcome, my dear friends, our little monsters. Since we're talking about a monster today, I am Janet. Welcome to our podcast, Should I Watch That? And over there on the screen is a gorgeous lady.
My name is Rachel. Hello.
I
Hi.
was trying to cue you with my eyes.
Yeah, you were on the screen. I was like, girl, stop talking and let me say hi. God. No, I'm just kidding. When we
Shut up
record,
already.
when we record looking at each other on video, but I know you all can't see us yet. Wink, wink, teaser, spoiler to come, maybe videos. I'm just saying, dear
Or,
listeners,
yeah, because we have faces.
we do.
And maybe just instead of making your ears happy, we need to make your eyes happy too.
Yes, we could also make your eyeballs happy
Uh,
because we are two stunning creatures
yes.
with at least 3 to 4 chins between us.
Because one is just not enough.
One is not enough. It's really not. And self-deprecating humor is our favorite form of humor. I'm just saying.
There we go. Words to live by, one is not enough. That's our
Correct.
new tagline phrase.
Exactly. Just like one boob isn't enough. You need 2. One chin
One
isn't enough.
eye, one eye, usually better with 2. Yeah.
Exactly, right? So
Mhm.
need at least 2. 2 is the minimum. Anyways. So today, dear people, dear listeners, we are talking about Frankenstein, or as I just said to Janet, Frankenstizzle, which is just so millennial of me, right? And before we kick it off, I'm going to give us some details. Is that okay with you, Janet?
I guess if you feel like you really need to. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, that's how we do every episode.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
Go ahead. Yep.
Okay. So Frankenstein, there was quite a bit of hype about this. It was just released on Netflix on November 7th, 2025. The director and writer was Guillermo del Toro. Okay. He also produced the film. He is a very famous director and does amazing movies. Obviously, this was based on the 1818 novel Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Classic. If you haven't read it, I don't think I've read the book. I should.
I've not read the book.
But there's been a lot of iterations of Frankenstein over the many years. And this one is the newest one. And here are the cast and characters. So Oscar Isaac played Victor Frankenstein. Jacob Elordi played the creature or Frankenstein's creation. Mia Goth, she played multiple key roles, including Lady Elizabeth. Okay. Lady Elizabeth Harlander and Baroness Claire Frankenstein. And there was also Christoph Waltz as Henrik Harlander. And there's other awesome actors and actresses in this film. Honestly, the cast was incredible. And basically, the overview of this movie is that Victor Frankenstein is a scientist, a doctor. He wants to convince the medical community that he knows the secret to life and death and he can bring the dead back to life. And he ends up being successful in creating his creature, brings him back to life. But then there's lots of themes and interesting tidbits in this movie and in the story in general about what is intelligence, what is humanity, what does that look like? How do we treat people? How do we treat things? So anyways, that's kind of the overall.
The overall.
The overall. Yes, I lost steam at the end there. Go ahead, Janet. You say things.
Well, my summary of this movie would be called "Let's refocus our energy into something other than playing God."
Ooh, I like that.
That is my summary. If you're that passionate about something, let's focus it towards something productive.
Mhm.
And just quickly about the characters, my favorite Oscar Isaac thing, I guess, would probably be Ex Machina. He
Oh,
did a few years ago. It was such a good movie.
that was a good
Um,
movie.
I also put in my notes that he was in one of the Star Wars movies, but like, does it matter? I don't like.
No,
Don't hate
he's
me. Don't hate me.
so really all 4 of the main actors and actresses that
Hmm.
I listed have been in lots of things. Um,
Yes.
and I think, just getting into it, I think each one of them did amazing in this movie. Excuse me. The acting was believable, the acting was great, the emotion was there. And as we've talked about before, Mia Goth is maybe one of my personal favorite actresses. She just really gets into a role and plays it so well. And she does a lot of work in like the horror genre. I mean, that is her
Yes.
bag. I mean, she is good at it.
Hmm.
So
Did
I
you ever
thought,
see her in Suspiria?
no, I didn't watch
You
that.
should watch that. That's good.
I watched all the Pearl and Maxine's and
Hmm.
the
I
ones you
watched a
didn't
couple of
like.
those.
Yeah.
I know. I
The
know.
ones you weren't, but she was good in those, wasn't she? Even though you didn't like
Yes,
the
she was
movies.
good. Yes.
I
Yes,
I just
I give you
remember
that.
this is a sidebar, but I just specifically remember her in one scene. I can't even remember which movie, but she is filled with such rage, but her face is smiling and she's crying because she's so angry, but she's smiling.
Mhm.
And that was like the most real emotion I think I've ever seen from an actor or actress. And I was like so taken, and I wish I could remember which film it was. I don't even remember, but really gets into the roles that she does.
Mhm.
And I like her a lot. So everybody, I like Mia Goth.
Take that,
Yeah.
world of
Yeah.
listeners.
I like her.
My favorite was Christoph Waltz.
I like him. Yeah.
If if you're not familiar with him, I would recommend that you watch Django Unchained and also Inglorious Bastards. I think he won an Oscar for Inglorious Bastards, if I'm not mistaken. When I was checking on what he's done, other than the things I remember, he was also in Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, but I never watched that. I had no interest
Oh.
in Pinocchio, but
Mm.
apparently he was in that too. So,
I have a child, so I have seen Pinocchio. The live action Pinocchio, I wasn't the biggest fan of, but
mhm. Yeah.
I watch so many kid movies that sometimes they get lost. But on a whole, I think Christoph Waltz is a great actor. I think
Yes.
he's a great performer and he does very well. And same with Oscar Isaac. Jeez Louise. He's also a great actor. And getting to do we want to start talking about Frankenstein, like the creature?
Well, if I may say,
You may.
in my humble medical opinion, Oscar Isaac overacted the shit out of his character in this movie. Like the whole time he was doing anything, I was like, "Dear God, like take a pill, take a breath, like, oh, just sit down for a minute, maybe breathe." He was over the top in my opinion. He's a good actor. In this role, he was over the top and rather irritating. And
Oh, okay.
again, yeah, but opinion-based podcast is what we are. So,
Correct. And I took that as more like his character's passion.
mhm.
Like you said, playing God, right?
Yeah.
He was so engrossed in this creation. He kind of reminds me, no, not really. Never mind. That didn't make sense. I was gonna say Andrew Tate, only because Andrew Tate is like the misogynist POS who's got the podcast, and like the only reason Andrew Tate thinks so highly of himself,
Mhm.
and I feel like that's what this character Victor Frankenstein is. Like he can do no
Yeah.
wrong. He's the smartest person in the room and in the world and in the what, and he's doing these
Mhm.
things. That's where my brain went, and then I was like, wait, that doesn't really make sense on a whole. But anyways.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about the
Jacob.
creature. It's tall. Holy crap. He's like 6'5".
He is. So I was looking up heights. because, because historically actors and actresses are pretty short.
Mhm.
I mean, especially actors,
Tom Cruise.
yeah, they're generally pretty short guys. Jacob Elordi is 6'5". Okay, so next to these shorter kings, he looked like a giant, right? And I think that
Yes.
was the goal. And Janet and I both exchanged notes, and we both discovered that he would spend 10, 11, 12 hours in makeup before even starting to film, when he was doing kind of the full body
Mhm.
scenes. Um, and I actually, so Janet, did you also watch the like making of like 30 or 40-minute thing that they did? Okay.
Mm-mm. No. Should I?
I mean, I thought it was pretty interesting. They just
Okay.
obviously talked about all of the things that went into making the movie, and they talked a lot about what went into like making the costumes
Mhm.
and making the sets, and like how much time and energy they put into like creating the color palettes and this and that. I was like, dang. And then
What
once they explained it, I was like, "Oh, okay. Yes, I see it." But when you're watching the movie, as a regular everyday person, okay,
Mhm.
I don't think about those nuances of films. I just think this film is good. I like it,
Mhm.
right? And of course, like the folks that went to film school are like, the color blue in this scene meant that, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
But so watching that like short about how they made it was actually very interesting because I mean so much does go on behind the scenes that you're not thinking
Mhm.
about, and in the planning of it. um and Guillermo talks about how he's been a fan of the book Frankenstein for like his whole life, and how
Mm.
he's like always wanted to make an adaptation into a film, and how that kind of came about. So it's very interesting.
Interesting. I I am glad you mentioned the color because that is one thing that I did that just jumped out at me was the Elizabeth's character, her dresses and her head dress. The colors were just like beyond vibrant. I think
Mhm.
I even mentioned to Ryan when we were watching it, like the one dress that she's wearing is the perfect blue. It's like this peacock
Mhm.
blue that it is just amazing. And then she had one dress that was a little bit of a lime green, but then toward a Kelly green somewhere, like a almost iridescent. Just her clothes really just
They were beautiful.
beautiful. The colors were just so vibrant,
Yeah.
and
And
especially against kind of the darkness because it's. I don't know, like people are throwing poop out in the streets and there's mud everywhere and it's dirty and it's dark and it's
yeah.
whatever, and then you just see this pop of color. Or there's one scene when it's raining and everybody has a black umbrella, but she has a red one. And
Yeah.
like, why does she have a red umbrella? I'm like, "Arr." Like, did she go buy the red umbrella? Anyway, just yeah, I was very impressed with the color.
Yeah. And I can tell you
Yeah.
more about the color if you want.
Oh, bring it,
Okay.
please.
So if you noticed, they represented Victor. He was very associated with the color red, and that was also linked to his mother. Remember, she was
Mhm.
wearing like flowing red and like always in red. So that was the link with them. And then Elizabeth, so they fashioned her wardrobe because she was so interested in nature and plants and all of this. That's why they chose that color palette for her, the blues and the greens and the earthy tones,
Mhm.
right? They specially created like the fabric for one of her dresses. And they did it off of, they like did this special fabric for that dress. And after they pointed it out, I was like, "Ah, that's so cool how you did that."
Mhm. Mhm.
But yeah, I think the color story in the movie is very cool, along with the makeup. I mean, the creature, so how they did the creature in this movie versus other iterations of Frankenstein, they like took pieces of frozen soldiers who died in battle.
Mhm.
They literally took like hundreds of bodies off of a battlefield. They were all frozen, and that, would preserve their bodies, right? Quote unquote, air quotes. None of us are medical. We're just making things up. But, and then Frankenstein, Victor, took like pieces from each body to put together and like sew together. I mean, he would take a tendon here and put it onto the
Mhm.
creature. He took like small pieces. I'm thinking for Frankenstein and how most iterations of Frankenstein is like you get a hand here, you get a leg here. This was very deliberate and very piecemeal and like very, I don't even know how to say, but do you know what I mean?
Oh, yes, because when I was watching
Patchwork.
it, patchwork, yes, because we actually talked about that. I was like, "Why didn't he just take the whole leg?" Because at one point he's, like, doing, like, an above the knee amputation, and then you see these strips of skin on the
Yeah.
legs and a little bit more detailed than the Frankenstein I'm used to, which is, like you
Yeah.
said, here's an arm from one dude and an arm from another.
Yeah. But I think that it was very cool that they did it that way, and it also kind of worked its way into the story because, once the creature becomes animated, Victor becomes annoyed with the creature. He mistreats the
Mhm.
creature because the creature is like a baby. He's got to take care of him. He doesn't know himself. He doesn't know the world. And Victor has no patience, and he's like, the only word that this creature can say is Victor.
Mhm.
Right? But Victor never took the time. All right, let's be
Right.
honest. Victor was always very irritated with him. I can't remember at what point in the movie they were talking about, you've put all of these men together. How much of their souls or essence
Mhm.
combine into this one creature? And I thought that that was really profound. It's like how much of ourselves are in our different pieces, right?
Okay, yes and no, because I remember what you're talking about,
Mhm.
and I'm very clinical about it. I'm like, if you take a tendon out of my left leg after I'm dead, there ain't gonna be any part of Janet in that tendon. It's just like a piece of meat, right? Janet's soul is gone.
Sure.
Anything that was Janet is gone. So it's just a piece of meat from a body that you found, I don't know, in like a DSW or something where I died and had a heart attack, because that's where you'd find me, is shoe shopping probably, not on a battlefield. So so to me, if anything, the creature was just confused at having life when life was not expected. I don't think there's anything more to it than that. But
But the
that's interpretation.
Of course. But the creature does later say when he's with the old man,
Mhm.
so the creature ends up I I mean, is it a spoiler? I don't know. The creature ends up separated from Victor. We'll say that. On his
Mhm.
own. He meets this old man in the forest. They become friends. The old man teaches him to read, teaches him to speak, teaches him regular person skills and is kind to him. Okay, doesn't want to murder him. The man is blind. I think that's important because he's not
Yeah,
scared
it's
of
very
him.
important.
Because he's not scared of him. But Elizabeth wasn't scared of him either. Okay. Let's just
Yeah.
put that out there. But I feel like, I don't remember at what point, but at some point, the creature says, I can remember things. Remember this? I can
Yeah.
remember things. And I think that these might be memories of the men that make me, kind of thing.
Mhm.
So that's why I brought that up because it's definitely a philosophical question, and it's definitely like obviously they put a brain in him. I know that
Mhm.
we're talking about fiction here, everybody, but we're extrapolating. Okay, go with me. Let's go on a ride. They put a brain in him. They put a heart,
Mhm.
right, and at least those two things are a major part of a person. Would
Right?
those at least the brain, would that retain some essence of a person? I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm just posing questions here.
Does he have a soul?
right?
If you are created by another human being outside of the normal way people make babies, um, does he have a soul? That's
And it would seem
something
he
to think about.
does. It would se
Perhaps.
the way that it plays out, at least in this iteration, we can only speak to this movie because that was what we're talking about. Um, right, what part holds the soul, right? And is it just all of us? Is it an essence? Is it just energy? But also there's many instances in this movie where the creature is more human or acts with more empathy and compassion than the humans do.
Hmm.
Victor, I'm just going to say it, Victor really fucks him over on several occasions.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's pretty much like, I did it. I'm brilliant. But wait, this isn't what I expected. Eh, I'll just start over. I'll get rid of this one and like take two or something. Like he has, it's still all about him. It's like, well, here's my creature, but not what I thought it would be. So I don't care about it anymore. He's just very self centered, very
Absolutely.
much of an ego.
Yes. And what Ryan, our dear producer, sound producer, magician, suggested is, or not suggested, but stated in our little chat that I'm going to read because it sounds good. The novel suggests that the soul is not defined by a transitory body, its organs, limbs, or flesh, but rather is tied to a person's complete self awareness, memory, and sense of identity. So I think that's very well said. And I think that that's what we saw in the movie, right? I
Hmm.
mean, the creature might be having quote unquote memories from his different parts of him. What ends up happening is he still is a being with empathy, compassion, cares about other people, does things that are more compassionate, empathetic than the humans that are in the story. So,
Hmm. Agreed.
yeah, I think it's a great movie. I finished watching it. I was like, "Dang, that was good." Like that.
Okay. Allow me. I had two
Uh,
moments
Allowed.
I had quite a few moments in this movie. Two moments. And I understand this was written in like what, 1816 or something
Mhm.
by an 18-year-old girl,
Mhm.
but I get spoiler, someone dies. And as this person is dying, this person says, "My place was never in this world. I sought and longed for something I could not quite name. But in you, I found it. To be lost and to be found, that is the lifespan of love. And in its brevity, its tragedy, this has been made eternal. Better this way, to fade with your eyes gazing upon me." And this person dies. All right. That was over dramatic. You're welcome.
No, that was beautiful.
If
I
I
liked it.
if I'm dying and I say shit like this, come on.
Janet,
It's
this
it's
that
fiction, but
listen
oh
to
my god.
listen to me. Younger me was this way, okay? No,
Really?
no, literally. Mary Shelley, I get it, girl. Because when I was younger, when I was like in high school, I used to read romance novels, and there was many points in my young life that I thought that I was born in the wrong era and I should have been a Victorian weirdo. Um, yes, Ryan, I saw
Mhm.
your raised eyebrows because you know me now. Okay, I used to believe in love. I don't now, but I used to. So I get like the romantic overtures. I get like that feeling seen because when you're young and you don't know the world,
Everything
okay?
is romantic. Everything is
Every
romantic. Yes.
everything is beautiful. Everything is romantic. Every gesture is, chef's
Yeah.
kiss. Um so I get that. Even on in 1818. When did she write it? 1818? Did I say that
18,
right?
16, something like that. Okay.
1818.
Allow me another one.
Okay, I
Another
will.
character literally as he's dying. I fear you, Victor. I always have. Every ounce of your madness and destruction, the very conflagration that devoured everything, it all came from you. You are the monster.
Yes.
And this person dies. Fucking conflagration? I mean, I had to look up the word. Yet on his deathbed, that's the word he comes up with. And
Janet,
I know.
it's
I
for
know.
dramatic effect. Let's,
Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Wait, I'm going to pull up. No, I get it. And you know what? I don't know if this is an exact quote or not, but as I was watching the end of the movie, I texted this to Janet because I was like, "Ooh, I like that quote." And it was the creature talking to Victor, and he says, "To you, I am obscene, but to me, I am but me."
I like that.
And I was like, "You go, creature. You tell that asshole Victor who you are, okay? Because you're
Own it, baby. Work it. Own it.
you are a better person than Victor. Victor's an asshole. Really?
So I have another question for you too. All right,
Okay.
this I'm glad you're sitting down because this one's gonna go deep.
Oh boy.
That's what he said. All right. So so
Oh my gosh.
while the monster and Victor
The
are telling
creature.
the creature. So you know when they're on the ship
Mm-hmm.
and Victor's on the bed and
Mm-hmm.
the creature shows up and they spend fucking 2.5 hours telling their story.
Yes.
What were all the other crewmates doing? Are they standing outside in the freezing cold? Are they dying of like frostbite? Were
No.
they digging in the ice trying to save the ship? Were they having a beer? Were they playing cards? That's a long freaking time to be out there in sub-zero temperatures while
Girl.
everybody else is inside telling a story.
No, they were crew membering. They were doing stuff. They were tending to the masts. They were getting the sails ready. They were doing all the stuff that the ship needed to have done. I don't know what those things are, but they were shipping, okay? They were
Well, that's like
shipboating.
2.5 hours in
Well-
sub-zero temperature of shipping.
Well, I
Anyway.
think there's a lot of things to do. Those were hard times. The 1818s
Hard times.
were hard
That was
times.
rough. It was hard times.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I
a
know,
little bit of a
Ryan, I know that they weren't moving. I know they were frozen in place. Okay. I know. But
were they
still,
doing calisthenics to stay warm? All right.
maybe they were below deck. Maybe they, I don't know.
They were filming below deck.
The show. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No, they
Yeah.
weren't. Okay, go ahead, Janet. What were you going to say?
Oh, I do have another comment, but it's kind of a spoiler.
This book was written in 1818. If you don't know the story, get out of here. Okay.
I'll let it go. So Victor tries to kill the creature.
Yes.
And of course, the creature can never die.
Yes.
We don't know why, but he can't. But he basically sits down on some dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
The dynamite explodes to the point that it like puts a hole in the ice and all this stuff happens. But yet the creature still emerges wearing the same clothes he was wearing when the dynamite caused him to explode.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently his clothes are indestructible as well.
Janet,
Is that the took away?
Janet, okay. I see what you're saying, and I will tell you that you're right. Okay. If we're being physically accurate, then his clothes should have been gone, but his body there. Okay. I get it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
But it's cool. It's cooler that he emerges the way he did. Okay.
Okay.
You gotta think about cinematics. Okay.
Well, I guess I can tell myself the same thing I tell Ryan when he does all this. It's called suspension of disbelief.
There you go.
You gotta let it go because you know it's not real. You just take it for what it is. Apparently, I'm having a hard time doing that with this movie.
Another aspect of the movie, is, obviously he's immortal and he begs Victor to make him a mate. He says, if I'm going to be immortal, then make me a mate. And he kind of chooses Elizabeth, but then Victor kills Elizabeth. It's a whole thing, but blames it on the creature.
Mhm.
And okay,
Yep.
that's part of the story. It's not a spoiler. Don't be mad at me. Okay. But I'm going to read what Ryan just put in our little chat box because, again, it sounds good. And I can't find my glasses. So if I'm slow to read this, no one yell at me. But the creature cannot die because he was created to be immortal, a fundamental aspect of his being that is a source of both his strength and his eternal loneliness. He is able to heal himself at an accelerated rate from most injuries, but he cannot regenerate missing parts and is vulnerable to fire. At the end of the film, after forgiving Victor, the creature accepts his immortality and leaves to live his life without his creator.
So wouldn't dynamite kind of be along the lines of fire, like with an explosion and things like that?
You would think.
Let it go.
Yeah, let it go, girl.
Let it go. Let it go.
Listen, it was a cool movie. It was a good
Was it?
movie.
Was it?
You know what, Janet? I'm going to fight you on this one. We're going to create a jello pit in the backyard and we're going to fight it out over this. Because, hey, I'm Janet. Rachel, should I watch that? Oh, Janet, I'm so glad that you asked me that. I think that people should definitely watch it because it's one of the better movies that I've seen in a long time because it's beautifully made. They thought about all of the details. Guillermo can do no wrong in my eyes. He's very good at things. The acting was great and the story was classic. So I say, yes, pop some popcorn, sit down. It is a long film, but definitely watch it. It's very good. It's very well made. The makeup's great. All of it's great. And Janet can kiss my ass if she disagrees with me. So Janet, should I watch that?
Well, first of all, don't tempt me to kiss that fine ass. Because I just might.
Thank you for
All
that.
right.
That's nice. Ew.
Ew. Okay. I didn't like it. Oscar Isaac overacted the fuck out of this role. I've never read the book for comparison. The
Janet.
movie was too long. It was so fucking boring and so many scenes. Like, I paused it at least 3 times to see how much more I had to watch.
Janet.
I mean, her dresses were pretty, but, like, I was ready to just shut it off and not even finish it, if we're being honest. Like, wrap it up already. Stop
Dear
proselytizing and
Dear listeners, we are ending the episode here so that I can go fist fight Janet over this one. It was a great movie. Don't listen to Janet. She is just very cynical. I am too, but my God, Janet, have fun with a movie, please. This is a classic.
I do have some interesting trivia that was, to me, more interesting than the movie. What do they used to do on Friends with it?
Yes.
Okay.
We're making hand motions at each other, everyone, just so you know.
You know where you bump your fists together like the Friends did. Anyway.
Yes.
Frankenstein's laboratory and the ship were fully constructed sets.
Yes.
Guillermo says, I wanted real sets. I didn't want digital. I don't want AI. I don't want simulation. I want old-fashioned craftsmanship, people painting, building, hammering, and plastering, which they did. In the movie in 1857, Victor buys dynamite. Alfred Nobel did not invent dynamite until 1866, 9 years after the movie was set. Mary Shelley wrote her story in 1816. She was 18 years old. She was inspired by a ghost story competition with her friends when she was living in Switzerland. So it was first published anonymously in January of 1818 when she was 20. And then the next edition in 1821, her name actually appeared on the story. And you may recognize her last name. If you don't, she was married to Percy Shelley, who is an English writer. He was considered one of the most famous English romantic poets.
Hmm.
And what I thought was interesting, around the same time she was writing Frankenstein or the modern Prometheus, Percy, her husband, I guess at the time, maybe they were married, he authored something called Prometheus Unbound, a lyrical drama that he published in 1820. And it's about the torments of the Greek mythological figure Prometheus.
Mm-hmm.
So they were writing kind of about the same thing at the same time,
And
just
yet,
published differently.
look who is the most famous, lasting over the centuries.
Exactly.
The woman.
That turned into a movie that you really don't need to waste your time watching. So.
The woman that you will go see this movie and sit on your couch and watch this movie because it's so good. And don't listen to Janet because she doesn't know what she's talking about. Don't listen to Janet. Go watch this movie.
And our next episode will be brought to you by Janet only for Should I Watch That? Because Rachel will be
what?
kicked off the podcast for no. Okay.
That's not even true. We're about to record our next episode. Don't let her fool you. Go watch the movie. Okay, everybody. I get the last word in this episode. Okay, bye.
Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
This episode was produced by Ryan Myrick.
Follow us on Instagram at Should I Watch That 25 and on Facebook at Should I Watch That.
Email us at shouldIwatchthat25@gmail.com.
Like, follow, and review wherever you listen to us.
Or wherever you cast your pods. Thanks.
Thank you.